Yeah, their playbook was black people fighting in the streets all summer. They wanted a summer of violence. They wanted all those video clips of black people being violent. And the entire black community collectively in one voice heard their ancestors say, rest, stay home. Don't go out in the streets. They collectively heard it, and they've all listened, and it was right. They have been dealing with a apartheid fascist state for generations, even worse than an apartheid state. Like in the slavery era, that was like they have been in an abusive, narcissistic relationship with the government for generations, since the first person unwillingly stepped foot on this land. They have studied their abusers, because that's what you have to do. When you are a victim to an abuser, you have to study their every movement as a form of self-protection, and they have done that. They didn't have to learn it as they go when he took power in November. They already knew. What do you do when your abuser all of a sudden you hear him walking on the hallway and his footsteps are a little bit off, his breathing's a little bit off? You hide. You go and you hide in your closet. You go out the window and run. You get somewhere safe. They have gone somewhere safe. They are not resting. Is not passive. That is not passive protest. That is active protest, and it is working more than anything else that has been being done. It is more effective than I can think of anything else that is being done right now. Resting to me means staying home, saving your money, not spending your money at corporate stores, not buying local, shopping at local stores, going to local restaurants, supporting local businesses, building community, saving your dollars. We brought down Target, and that was 100% led by black people, by the black community, 100%. We made Disney come to their knees with just money in a weekend. Like, that is where it hits them where they hurt. We do not need people in the streets being violent. If you feel the call to be out there marching, go march. Do what you feel called to do, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about they wanted summer of 2020 visuals, and they didn't get it. Summer's over. They never got those visuals. I guarantee they have some strategy book and they're like, summer of violence, martial law, we can bring troops in everywhere. Every time they bring troops in somewhere that is shown to be peaceful, people wake up. Every time somebody wakes up. It's a snowball. So people that are resting are literally doing the most right now. So thank you for everyone that engaged with that post and are commenting on it. Those comments are literally like, I'm glad I've introduced some people to the term gray rocking. I'm glad I've put words to what people have been feeling, and that people in the black community are validating that, like, finally a white lady gets it. Because that literally makes me emotional. Nothing makes me more emotional than getting validation from, especially a black woman. If you come in my comments and say, you get it, I get emotional every time. So thank you for that. Because you all know, nobody knows the most besides, like, the smartest, most aware people in the world are black women. And you will never change my mind on that. Because they have to be. And they are. So thank you for validating my last post, because that's how I've been feeling about it ever since I first saw people saying, we're sitting this one out.
There's a group of people out here that can literally change the world, but they have every right to not to want to. And that is the black community. Because they do have more power than the white people. If they were to find their power and took leadership, they'll make some positive changes. But because our world is so racist and so masculine, and there's no femininity in that area as well, that's why we are living the bullshit life we were living. And they have every right to watch the show and not do a thing, because they told us, we ignored them, and now the whites are really the ones that are fucking around and finding out, because they told us many years about everything that we're living in, and they have every right to watch the show and watch us struggle. They don't need to do anything, because they tried. Because people are so ignorant, racist, and think they're better. So here.
A few days ago, somebody left a comment on one of my pages that just stopped me cold. And I had to think about it. But this is what they asked me. They said, why do they hate us so much? And I want to answer that, okay? Honestly, because that question has lived in the hearts of Black Americans for 400 years. And it deserves more than just a shrug, like, I don't know. But here's what I do know. It's not really about hate. It's about fear. Stay with me. Stay with me. When you build an entire identity, an entire social order on the idea that you are above someone else, their freedom doesn't feel like justice to you. It feels like a threat. It feels like loss. It feels like your floor is being pulled out from under you. See, that's what we've been dealing with before this country ever even had a name, okay? Enslavers didn't just want free labor. They needed Black people to be less than. Because if we were equal, the whole story they told about themselves would fall apart, okay? And when that system ended, they built new ones, didn't they? Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, voter suppression, still trying to do that. And every single one designed to maintain the same thing, distance. Because distance meant dominance. So when Jimmy Lee Jackson tried to help his grandfather vote, see, that felt like a threat to somebody. All right? When John Lewis crossed that bridge, that Edmund Pettus Bridge, creating good trouble, that felt like a threat to somebody. When we build, when we vote, when we teach our children that they are Black and beautiful, when we teach them their history, that feels like a threat to somebody. It shouldn't, but it does. And it does not because we're dangerous, but because they're afraid. Afraid of a level playing field, okay? Afraid of accountability. Afraid of what equal and equality actually cost them. And fear dressed up in violence, in policy, in laws, in a damaged gravestone, in name calling, whatever it is, it's still just fear. Now here's what I want you to hold on to. Fear cannot organize the way love can. Fear can't sustain the way purpose can. Fear can't build anything that lasts. We're still here. After everything, we are still here. And that's not an accident, y'all. It ain't luck either. That's us. People who refuse to let fear have the last word, okay? So the next time somebody asks, why do they hate us so much? Remind them, they don't just hate us, they fear us, okay? As they should, because we're still here and ain't going nowhere.
Okay, TikTok, I'm on a rant again. So this morning I was doing some research for an upcoming TikTok that I'm doing when I noticed something. All the police officers that are going into the homes to arrest the Capitol rioters are doing so kindly. They're knocking on their doors, joking as they handcuff them, carrying their coffees out as they put them in the police car. Wow. So let me get this straight. You guys are going into houses where you know the person was violent because the Capitol protest showed that. You know they probably have weapons because they support the NRA. And yet you guys are doing it so calmly. What a polar opposite to the Black community. Because if a Black person steals a Band-Aid, you guys are going in guns a-blazing, busting windows, flashbang grenades, guns drawn, the full Monty. So why? And all you white people that are going to come in my comment section and say it's the difference between white versus Black, all you're showing me is that you know racism exists and you're not doing anything about it.
We as the Black community decided that the overall American community needs to focus on teaching us about us. The Native Americans don't do that, they teach themselves. The Jewish people don't do that, they teach their kids themselves. The Latino, everyone focuses on themselves except for Black people. We're the ones that demand that the general American history focus in so heavily on Black history and try to basically lump us in or pull us in as a general, part of the American society, which I'm fine with. I'm an American, I'm not anything else. But if we want our kids to learn about critical race theory from our side, let's teach them about the inventors, let's teach them about the doctors, let's teach them about the entrepreneurs, not just slavery and things of that nature. And let's not just beg for a space at a white table. We can build our own tables. This platform right now proves that Black women can build their own tables and give other Black women a platform. Why do we keep needing other people to validate us?
I don't disagree with you at all. I really love everything that you said.
I agree.
So my question
that was built on the generation, though, that the doors were open through affirmative action that for you to even have that thought.
Right.
That's the thing.
Because respectfully, I get amazed at this. Every February, we sit down and we salute the Black people that did amazing things in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the Black people that have been, we look at Madam C.J. Walker, we learn about people that have done things well before affirmative action, well before civil rights. So says who that we needed all of these open doors? I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I'm saying I don't think that we actually need DEI. The reality, ladies, you can confirm, we are the lowest benefiters of DEI and affirmative action. It actually helps.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing great wherever you are watching us from. Let me ask you something. Why is it that every time Black people decide to mind their own business, somebody suddenly has a problem with it? I'm serious. For decades, we have been expected to show up every single time this country has crisis. We are expected to protest. We are expected to educate people. We are expected to forgive. We are expected to unite. We are expected to save democracy. We are expected to save everyone else. But when Black people finally say we are going to focus on ourselves for a change, suddenly we are being called selfish or accused of celebrating people's struggles. Let's be honest about what's really happening. People aren't angry because Black people are causing problems. They are angry because Black people aren't volunteering to solve theirs. That's a big difference. See, a lot of us have reached to a point where we have asked ourselves a simple question. How many times are we supposed to fight for a system that keeps reminding us where we stand? Every election comes with promises. Every tragedy comes with speeches. Every controversial comes with hashtags. Then life goes back to normal until the next crisis. Meanwhile, regular families are trying to pay bills, raise children, buy home, build businesses, and create opportunities that previous generation never had. So now many people are saying, instead of arguing every day, let's build wealth, let's support each other, let's protect our peace. Let's stop allowing every headline to control our emotions. And somehow that makes people uncomfortable. Think about it. When we are angry, we are called dangerous. When we are outspoken, we are called aggressive. When we are quiet, we are called suspicious. When we focus on ourselves, we are called selfish. So, what exactly are we supposed to do? The truth is, some people become so comfortable with Black people constantly fighting that they don't know how to react when they simply choose peace. Because peace can't be manipulated. You can't control people who stop looking for your approval. You can't distract people who have become focused on building their own future. That's why this moment feels different. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about wishing bad on anyone. This is about learning a lesson our grandparents tried to teach us a long time ago. Not every battle deserves your energy. Sometimes the smartest move is to step back and let people deal with the consequences of the choices they made. That's not hate, that's accountability. Here's what I found interesting. When Black communities have been hurting, we have often been told to be patient, to wait, to trust the process, to stop complaining, to work harder, to pray about it. But now that other people are experiencing uncertainty, suddenly they expect everyone to come together immediately. Where was that urgency before? That's the question many people are asking. And before anyone twists my words, choosing peace doesn't mean celebrating someone else's pain. Those are two complete different things. I don't enjoy seeing anyone struggle, but I'm also not responsible for fixing problems created by people who ignored warning after warning. Actions have consequences, choice have consequences. That's true for everyone. What I'm seeing now is that black people are becoming more intentional. People are paying attention to where they spend their money. They are investing more time in family. They are supporting businesses in their own communities. They are protecting their mental health. They are refusing to spend every day arguing with strangers online. And honestly, that sounds like growth to me. For so long, we have been taught that our values come from how much we sacrifice for everyone else. Maybe it's time to redefine that. Maybe real progress starts from making sure our own communities are healthy first. Because you can't pour into anyone else's cup if yours is empty. So if people are upset because black people are choosing peace, choosing wisdom, and choosing to focus on building instead of constantly reacting, maybe the problem isn't black people. Maybe the problem is that some fools expected us to carry a weight that was never ours alone. Those days are changing, and whether people like it or not, protecting your peace, investing in your community, and refusing to be emotionally manipulated isn't weakness, it's maturity. And I believe more people are finally realizing that. Anyway, guys, what do you think about this video? Drop your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like and share the video to help the channel out. See you in my next video. For now, peace.